Gagana Media. So can you maybe tell us your name, please?
My name is Lana. I'm a Sri Lankan resident and a citizen of Ukraine who lives in Sri Lanka for many years. My husband is Sri Lankan and my family is Sri Lankan.
How's it going?
Quite bad, as you know. Nowadays we are accommodating and giving overall support to the Ukrainian stranded tourists, as well as giving some informational and transportation support and whatsoever.
Okay.
And yeah.
So how long have you been in Sri Lanka?
9 years.
Oh, impressive. Yeah, so as you may know, there's been a lot going on in the world at the moment. Especially there's an invasion commenced by Russia, and Russia's invading Ukraine. What do you think of this situation? Like, what are your concerns?
Well, actually, it's a horrible act of crime against humanity. It's a real war. I would like to point out that it's a real war, right? Unlike the Russian propaganda, which calls it a military operation or military training, this is not. I would like Sri Lankan people and Sri Lankan government to hear our voice that it's a real war. It's been bombing and missiles thrown every night on the civilian buildings in all the cities of Ukraine, including the capital and the north and east and western Ukraine and central and south of Ukraine. All over the country there have been artillery fights as well as missiles. So all our children and our elders and everybody have to hide in the bomb shelters just to survive. This is basically what's going on, and this is like a terrible act against humanity in the 21st century, especially for the peaceful country like Ukraine, which is in the heart of Europe. This is totally unacceptable.
Yeah, it is a pretty bad situation up there. Like, what do you think President Putin's intention for Ukraine, for invading Ukraine?
Well, of course, I can't hold any emotions against this non-person as President Putin, right?
Yes.
Because I believe he's just a psycho-diagnosis already long ago, right? He's just mad person. So anyhow, what I think is he wants to just show his power and to show his military power to the world. And now he's been threatening Ukraine with the nuclear weapons and all these things if Europe interferes. Because as you know, Europe gives a huge and massive support for Ukraine as well as the whole world. The USA, Australia, the UK, and all the countries of the world and Western Europe, everybody is giving real support to Ukraine in terms of weapons, in terms of, informational support, and they are trying to switch off the Russian Federation from SWIFT, which will mean a lot of consequences for their bank system and the falling of their Russian ruble and etc., which means really a lot.
Yeah. So, people from Ukraine visited this country or like for studying purposes or any purposes, they came here, right? Now, I don't think there's a way for them to go back. Like, do y'all have any idea, like how many Ukrainians must be estranged in this country at the moment? As per statistics, there are more than 3,000 Ukrainians who are stranded in the country in different parts of the island, and they are obviously their flights were cancelled. They are stranded. Some of the hotels, didn't extend their rent, and at the same time, their relatives from Ukraine are not able to send them any additional means for living, right? Any money, because the banks are closed and everything is being bombed and nothing is working. And of course, the flights and airline companies are not operating, like everything is completely blocked. So some of the Ukrainian citizens were able to fly to nearby countries like Romania, Bulgaria already to meet their families and to cross the border with Romania or Poland or other countries in order to be able to get to Ukraine in a safe way. because all the other borders are extremely dangerous to cross, except Romania, Bulgaria, and Hungary and Poland, right, which is the EU, Union, right?
Yeah.
So basically, that's a very hard situation because these people don't know when they can fly, and the number of flights to other countries is also very limited now. And basically, we as a Ukrainian community in Sri Lanka, and all Sri Lankan friends and partners and people that I know, they are really giving us a massive support, which we are really grateful for. They are giving free accommodation, free meals, free, massage treatments to release their stress. They are giving free transportation in spite of this crisis in Sri Lanka with the fuel and gas and everything. Our Sri Lankan friends are really giving a huge support, which we will never forget and that we really are very grateful for. But at the same time, Sri Lankan government takes a neutral position in this situation. Because we saw some articles and everything, that Sri Lankan government is giving free visa extension for Ukrainian and Russian tourists stranded in Sri Lanka, which is like to put these two words in the same row is unacceptable. Right? Because, Russian flights are operating, there is no war in Russia. Russian citizens are peacefully, staying in the beaches of Sri Lanka. They don't care. They are, have some of them have no mercy for, I don't say all, but many of them have no mercy for the, killing of our children and soldiers every day. They're just, simply having their holiday and enjoying it, right? And there are no problems in Russia. The flights are operating. They are not stranded. We do not understand the neutral position of Sri Lanka, and we do not actually accept putting Ukrainian and Russian tourists in this situation on the same scale. This is my message, right? I want Sri Lankan government and Sri Lankan people to hear us, to hear our voice, that it's actually, the act of aggression, and Russia is the aggressor in this situation. And to put into the same row Ukrainian and Russian tourists in this situation is like simply unacceptable. Of course, Sri Lankan government can give at any given case like COVID or something, right? The free visas or free visa extension for Russian citizens. There is no issue about that. But in this situation in particular, to put Ukrainian and Russian citizens on the same scale as if they have the same problem, but they don't, right? Russia doesn't have a war. Russian flights are operating. Russian people are okay, right? So this was my message, and I want to deliver it to Sri Lankan government that actually these two cases should be treated separately.
I hope this message reached out to the people that are responsible for this. And so basically Lankas media, with the support of well-wishers and frequent readers, have arranged more than 10 places all over the island for free accommodation. And some well-wishers are ready to help financially as well. So they're willing to give all the support for Ukrainians. And I really hope your message reaches out to the people that are responsible in this situation, especially government people. As you may know, this is a well-known media broadcasting system. And I am really feeling bad about this situation. And I really hope it'll all come to an end. And finally, peace is what we all need. And thank you so much for your time. This was an absolutely nice interview. It's an experience, and it was nice to know how you feel as a Ukrainian person in Sri Lanka, being here a citizen. And I would say it's a very grieving situation that we are in. And I really hope peace would be restored once again. And thank you so much for being in this interview.
Thank you so much. I really would like to thank again the Sri Lankan people, the really kind-hearted Sri Lankan people who are giving accommodation, transportation, food and everything for the Ukrainian citizens who are really in danger, who are really worried about their parents and children every day. As I told you already, 16 children were killed, 45 were injured. More bomb attacks are happening right now, and we every night and every morning, I mean, we can't sleep, right? We are waking up every night waiting for the message from our parents and our relatives just to know that they're actually alive, right? So I hope that reaches the high levels of Sri Lankan government, and they will differentiate, the Ukrainian situation and Russian situation. So that's really important for us to know that Sri Lanka is standing for Ukraine. Thank you so much.
I really hope so as well. So yeah, thank you. Have a nice day, and yeah.
You too.
It shouldn't happen. War is never good.
And I don't think it's the Russian people's wish. It's just the Russian government, the Kremlin. It's stupid.
Putin.
It's stupid.
It's terrible. It's not good.
He's power mad.
I think this war comes from a unique people, a unique person, Vladimir Putin. So until he changes his mind, and I think this conflict can last a long time. So hopefully he will change his mind, and all the economic sanction from Europe will be impactful. Otherwise, it could be a long conflict.
Well, I think it's a bad situation now in Ukraine, and it should really stop the war over there.